Meghan Markle often gets blasted, obviously, for her treatment of her very ill father, Thomas Markle. But seemingly, it's going to be going on for some time. What are we talking about? Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the very heart of London. Nice to have your company today. We're in Kensington Gardens as always. Now, a lot of people are asking me, how's the hay fever, Neil? Yes, glad you're asking. How are we all feeling? Never mind me. How are we? Are you better now? Yes, I can see you're better. Yes. Moving around a bit more now. Seriously, for all those out there watching, I truly am grateful for your company, and thank you so much for taking the time out to join me. As I often say, I genuinely do feel we've all made a lot of friends here, and I love reading your comments, by the way, because, you know, we feel like we've known each other now. It's just over a year. Can you believe it? A year? I know you're thinking, have I stuck this thing for a year? You have. Some of you have, yes. I'm so grateful, honestly. But whatever you're doing, keep yourself safe, warm, and of course, be kind to each other. That's the name of the game, isn't it? It's a sad story, this, really, when you think about it, because as we've often said here on the show, Meghan seemingly just cut off her father, but as we know, now reading the book by Mr. Bauer, that seemingly was going back a little bit further than we originally thought. And then, of course, sadly for Thomas Markle, he was meant to be coming over here, which I thought was slightly ill-advised, for the Platinum Jubilee celebrations alongside a TV channel. And the reason why I thought it was a little bit ill-advised was, you know, it seemed a bit sort of strange to me. Why would you want to do that? You know, it wasn't organised. There's no way that Her Majesty the Queen was suddenly going to fling open the doors of Windsor Castle and say, let's pop in and have a cuppa. It just doesn't work like that. I can understand his frustration and his anger and, of course, you know, the problems that he has. But then a lot of people are also saying perhaps he brings it all on himself. I mean, you know, one has to look at the genetics of this particular story. We have his other daughter, Samantha, ready, of course, to speak to the media, and obviously she's ready to defend her father. Nothing wrong with that, but sometimes these situations can develop even worse. Now, the problem is for Meghan and Harry is this, as we know, Harry's only briefly spoken to Thomas Markle, very strange in itself. And also when he was pointed out by His Royal Highness Prince Charles that he really should try and get to know the father-in-law a little bit more, you know, Harry seemingly didn't want to bother. We understand the reasons why. Whatever story that Meghan decided to paint to her father seemingly is the one that Harry decided to buy, allegedly. But now, according to a good source, if there was any hope of reconciliation between Harry, Meghan and Thomas Markle, even at this gravely ill stage as a 78-year-old man, seemingly not. The real reason being given to me, and as ever we have to say allegedly, is this. Things could have looked up, but a few weeks ago, maybe about 8 weeks ago now, it was portrayed back to Harry and Meghan that indeed Thomas Markle had spent a considerable amount of time with the author of that book, Revenge, and apparently, according to them, that was the final straw, you know. I can see two sides, you know, as we often can here on the show. What you have to think of is perhaps Thomas thought, look, I can get my version of events out, particularly about things like paying for college and all that sort of stuff, where Meghan got up on that speech in Africa claiming that she paid, of course, a way through college, when seemingly it was Mr. Markle who did all the paying, and he has the receipts, allegedly. So for fans thinking, was this going to get any easier? Was this going to have a reconciliation, given the fact, as I say, that he's currently gravely ill? Seemingly not. And so for Thomas Markle and for, of course, their half-sister Samantha and the half-brothers, it's as difficult and as estranged as ever. Now, a lot of people would say, well, what are the royal family doing about this? Nothing to do with them. It's not really their side of the family, is it? But you would have thought Prince Harry, being a more compassionate person, and given the background of his late mother, Princess Diana, he would have at least tried to forge forward some kind of chat, some kind of, I don't know, communication. But seemingly, he's as hurt as Meghan. So for now, everything once again is at stalemate. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.